Pac-12 football presented by Tire Pros at Autzen Stadium this afternoon. The Duck fans are here hoping Oregon gets that first home conference win. They host the Cougars of Washington State, a team they had a very competitive game. Twist today is how many quarterbacks will play for the Ducks?
Yeah, we probably expect to see 2, maybe even 3 quarterbacks. I think it's obvious that when you watch the film, Vernon Adams gives them the best chance to win when he's healthy. He's the most complete quarterback. Remains to be seen if we see him, but whoever is there, they're going to have to run this offense well against the Cougs to get on.
We saw him, as you just did a short while ago, warming up, which was a little bit of a surprise. So Oregon has told us they'll play at least 2 today. That will happen. No matter what, with the uncertainty they've had at the quarterback position, Glenn, what a strength to fall back on Royce Freeman.
Yeah, Royce Freeman is the rarity in college football. He is a complete back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, but it's the way he runs this system. We all know the zone read by now, the read on the backside. Watch Freeman, though. It's the one cut and the explosiveness. But the thing about him is he's elusive as well. So he's a guy that can make people miss, but he doesn't mind running it over. Now, this is a beautiful pull. You got to tackle. He has to scratch a match off his right tackle's butt cheek. He does it, gets in tight, and Royce Freeman exploits it and then looks to take control. An absolute beast of a back.
Tough week for the Cougars to go back-to-back. Berkeley last week, Eugene this week, but Luke Falk held up pretty well in their matchup with Goff last Saturday.
When Luke Falk has time to throw, he is deadly accurate, and he knows this system. And one of the things you talk about with the Mike Leach quarterbacks is you plug them in, but there's certain things that make them great within the system. Luke Falk is starting to become that guy. They needed a big win. They needed a win to get their program back on track, and they got it in Rutgers. But this is indicative of the entire system. River Craycraft right there in the circle. Luke Falk. Watch how River keeps his hands up and gets to that second window, but also the way that Luke Falk knew he was going to get there and finds it. That's the next level in this offense. It's not simply pitch and throw the ball where it has to be. It's understanding where the holes are going to open up.
And for Oregon, they understand that pass defense will get a severe challenge today from a team that's throwing the ball. The Cougars almost 3/4 of their plays from scrimmage.
The biggest storyline in this game could potentially be the Washington State passing offense going up against the Oregon secondary. No secret, they are the worst in the conference so far this year. I talked to defensive backs coach John Neal. He said he still feels good about this group, and he said each game is an evaluation. You can see what they've done so far this season, but reinforcements could be on the way. Charles Nelson was warming up with the secondary. Now, he practiced with them in the spring, and he has not done so since then, so maybe a little help down here in the secondary. Mark Helfrich told me yesterday the problem is confidence and experience. No one has that traditional cornerback mentality where they just say, I am going to beat you every play. Ted, that's going to be a big test for this Oregon defense today.
Matt Wogan to kick off for the Ducks. That's what Wogan has done well. He's eliminated the return this year. He's put on almost 70% of his kickoffs have been touchbacks.
Can the Ducks get pressure with their front 4?
And they start, the Cougs do, with 2 running backs, Jamal Morrow and Keith Harrington. They both leak out, but Falk goes middle of the field. That's where he's made his living so far. Craycraft on the catch, but Falk has thrown about 3/4 of his throws so far between the hash marks.
Between the hash marks, 10 yards down the field, that next level throw.
It was interesting watching Washington State play their game at Berkeley last week. It looked like Falk and Gabe Marks back this year had a real connection and a lot of trust that Falk had that Marks could make big plays. Flaring this one out to Gerard Wicks.
I think the Cougar coaches felt when they left that Cal game, they left a win on the table. They felt there were plays to be made and they could have won that game. So they're getting more confidence week to week, this Cougar team.
So here again, Washington State, which does a lot of 4 wide receivers, here starting a couple of downs with 2 running backs and actually trying to run the ball and getting the first down. And getting almost 10 on the carries, Jamal Morrow. He takes it to the Oregon 36.
Left side of that Cougar line, Joe Dole, Gunnar Eklund, the better part of that group. They've got experience. They get just enough of that edge, good blocking out on the edge by your wide receiver.
And now Washington State goes the other way. 5 receivers, no backs, only 5 to block. So Oregon, you'll see there, only 3 to rush. Depending on the cover, and Falk misfires trying to go to the far side to Tavares Martin. Tyler Baker now in the game as a slot receiver left. Jamal Morrow, the running back. And Fox got a man down the sideline. It is Morrow inside the Oregon 10.
Yeah, it happens often. Out of the backfield, wheel routes get lost, and your flat defender bypasses them. Your second level defender gets sucked into the inside, and there's a big window to throw into, and he found him.
Yeah, Glenn, that was nice. He got that ball just high enough to get it over Joe Walker. 28-yard play, and it's 1st and goal. All the time, finds his man. Is that Marks? Touchdown Cougars.
Second window, top of your screen. Marks comes under, and because the defense has pulled up for the drag route, that opened that second window back there for Marks.
They go 75 on just 8 plays. And Powell adds the extra point. Because of the wind, the ball being held in a very short kick, forcing Oregon to cover the ball. Obviously a free ball, and it is covered.
Wrapping things up for Luke Falk.
So it's Jeff Locke who will open the game as the Ducks quarterback. 4th year in the Oregon program from Alamo, California. In the East Bay of the Bay Area, pitching to Freeman. And Freeman breaking. Freeman breaking. Freeman may go. Nope, out of bounds.
This is what we talk about with Freeman. He's got the speed, he can run you over, but he's also elusive. He makes one guy miss and another guy hit the ground and runs through an arm tackle. This guy, he is so much fun to watch from a football standpoint.
And so the Ducks trying to answer the Cougars' quick first strike. Play action, going to Addison. And Addison popped to the turf, but he's inside the 20. Taylor Taliulu on the Cougar tackle.
I think he could have gone over the top to Devin Allen if he had wanted. Beautiful throw by Locke. He had either guy open that he wanted.
So 16-yard gain, and the Ducks have come right back to the red zone. This is Griffin. Oh, he took a good hit racing up there from the back end. That was Luani out of the safety position for the Cougars.
Get a look. That's, fantastic job. First off, your backer, Peyton Pallure, comes up and takes it on with the correct shoulder, takes the pulling lineman on with the correct shoulder. Now it's easy. You force that run into your help.
Griffin, of course, had a big run in Boulder last week, couple of breakouts. This is Addison, but there's 2 Cougs there to defend, and now Oregon's in the same spot Washington State was. 3rd down in the red zone. Falk delivered with a touchdown pass to Marks. Let's see what the Ducks can do here on 3rd down from the 9. Of course, they can get a first.
I think also that this is a different Ducks team in that they can't count on that defense getting that big stop. So they have to. It might not always be 4 downs for them here. Maybe the philosophy changes.
Charles Nelson on a play fake. It's Locke. And a throw behind Griffin and incomplete. That was going to be a tough first down get with Allison on the tail. And instead now Oregon's going to have to send the field goal team out.
I think in years past we might have, certainly last year might have seen them go for a 4th and 4 right there.
Glenn, the previous head coach, he'd go on 4th and 400, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he was going on 4th.
Yeah. But this is the first drive of the game. This is smart to get points, and Aiden Schneider drills it through from 26 yards. A beautiful bright side. It was in the 80s here yesterday. Bright sunny morning today. Now the overcast has come through. Again, we're expecting rain, although none so far. Just a brief moment of rain during warm-ups. As Wogan blasts another touchback. All right, first down. Now Fox swings it out to Harrington. Harrington out of St. Petersburg, Florida. First year playing for the Cougars. I would think if you're Washington State, you'd take that all day, Glenn. You're going to man up on Marks?
Yeah, you're going to man on Marks. You're going to jump everything underneath. That gives me a lot of space to get Marks out there.
Down the sideline, airmails it too high, intended for Dom Williams. There you see the targets, and again, he and Mark seemed, especially last week, to have something. Last year, we saw how Craycraft emerged, and especially with Halliday, how they developed an incredible partnership.
Yeah, and you know, talking about how this offense, it evolves, and as guys get on the same page and they get used to working together, they start seeing the same things, and when that happens, then that's when you get the bigger plays, and you find them a guy getting targeted a lot more than another guy.
Now the Duck fans trying to urge its defense on to get a 3-and-out here. They rush 4. Falk gets hit, incomplete pass. So there's some pressure and a hit. Henry Mondo got into.
Well, Mondo is a good job bull rushing the outside edge.
So Braylon Addison back to receive the punt. Boy, that's a complete miss hit. Just flat missed that ball. Zach Sharmy. Devin Allen. And he gets outside for a first down. Addison motioning right. Lockie comes underneath to Freeman. Look at the space. Nobody near him. And Freeman's inside the 10.
Lockie took a big shot on that play. He is visibly in pain right there.
Jeremiah Allison, you see them. He was the free runner. Lockie's coming off.
A very good, clean hit, but that was. He's in an exposed position.
As they were running down here inside the 10, Lockie turned. He was looking at the sideline. I think he was looking to tell Mark Helfrich, hey, I need a minute here. So Taylor Alley will come on here to try to finish this quick drive. Alley with the keeper. Well, his legs are awfully good. And Taylor Alley with the read. Well, that's Oregon football. 90 seconds to score a touchdown.
The zone read. You talk about option football. That was option football. You option a guy. You don't block him. If he makes the mistake, you get the touchdown.
So the Ducks trying to see if they can catch Washington State. Now will line up for Schneider to kick the point. And so
you see they pull the big right guard, get him around. That's Cameron Hunt. Get him around, and you follow it in because the defense has bitten hard on the fake. The zone read run game with the run pass option off of it has changed the landscape in college football. It's taken defenses had figured out triple option. They had started figuring out the veer and pistol option. It was just a new way to play option football, and it's defenses still struggle.
And Logan just smacks one over the Tavares Martin head for another touchback. Falk comes underneath. That's Kyron Priester with his first catch today.
A nice job of Luke Falk coming to his third option.
Ducks only rush 3. There's the underneath. And Oregon keeps. And again, boy, the Ducks would get a lift here if they could get 2 straight 3-and-outs. Falk standing in. He's got. And Wicks is going to get close. Let's see if Prevost was able to keep him short. I think so. The mark looks like it's going to be short. And Falk trying to keep it. There's the push, and the push works.
As linemen, we like to say that one of the greatest joys is to move a person from point A to point B against his will.
There's a heavy backfield look, and the Cougs try a handoff, but it's busted up by Rodney Hardrick, and he drops Morrow for a loss.
Strong tackle by Hardrick.
Ball coming to the sideline. Dom Williams with the catch. And now the reality of a new season, and already having a conference loss, the Ducks trying to stay right at home. And on third down, coming out of the quarter break, Falk's receiver can't get free over the middle. And so the Cougs lined up here, 4th and 2. Wicks the running back. And Dom Williams can't hang on.
Yeah, you called it a little bit of a legal pick play, because it is. And that's just A mistake by a young kid, just taking his eyes off the ball for a sec.
Haven't seen any sign of Adams in this first half. It is Lockie back, and doing this is Freeman. Freeman is brought down by the last hope. Shalom Luani saved a touchdown.
This, again, outside, make a guy miss, get north and south. You see strength, vision. Superlatives you keep saying over and over, but that's why he's consistent. That's why the offense is consistent, because that guy understanding his role and his position.
Now Griffin gets the carry. He takes a big smack. That was Luani flying up to make the tackle. This goes back, Glenn. This is our first time seeing the Ducks this year for us. And last year we talked about this a couple times and brought it up. With all the great offenses here in recent years, especially the Chip Kelly years, that's the one thing they didn't have. You had to go back really to Jonathan Stewart, a running back with the force and the strength of Freeman.
Jonathan Stewart, LeGarrette Blount.
Blount was here, the brief time as Lockie's dragged down.
Those were guys, that's why you can run the inside zone with them. That's the guys who are strong enough to get 4 hard yards. Because you're going to come against teams that play really good defense, and 4 hard is all you're going to get to start the game. If you run from 4 hard yards trying to get more by using speed, it's going to be a long day for you. You're going to end up losing some games. And I think you're right. Bringing him back was a big difference. Bringing Freeman in.
Nice cut by Lockie, though. That was smart. After Destiny Vial made the tackle on the previous play, Lockie makes the perfect read on this cut.
And how about the cut? That's what I like. He gets out here and then 10 stakes a leg, and I'm out of here. You don't see that out of Tyler Lockie too often. And that's a nice job by him.
Very nice run by Jeff Lockie, and it's first down now inside the 15.
Excuse me, Jeff.
And the Ducks, who will get the ball first in the second half, this would be a very important thing for them if they could end the first, at least on their last possession, with a score. Freeman flexing out very far to the left. And the ball not held on the inside by Nelson. So two-way Charles Nelson.
That was a great
first throw to him today.
Very nice throw by Lockie. That's a tough throw to make. It was accurate. Nelson just has to come up with it.
So just over 2 minutes in the half. Overcast afternoon now in Eugene. It has stayed dry so far. The wind has played a factor at parts of this half. Freeman. Royce Freeman. First and goal. He's just, when he runs like that, you don't know how anybody stops him.
And a really well-designed play, too. Bringing your tight end, Johnny Munt, back across the formation.
And how smart was that? The Ducks line up so quickly, and Freeman takes it in for the touchdown.
You're going to be lower than they are. You can get 1 or 2 yards. That was a nice job by the Ducks. Tempo, a mix of plays. That was a good drive by Oregon.
Schneider kicks through the extra point. That's all coming up in our State Farm halftime report. Meanwhile, 1:27 in the first half. All right, Cougs have enough time here. In their offense, short throw to Craycraft.
Both Buckner and Christian French to get into the face of Falk, and that's why that ball is delivered low.
So first half, that's the 33rd throw of the first half, and it's a completed pass down by contact. 33rd throw already by Falk. He's completed 24. I said Washington State, in their offense, as you said, Glenn, there are certain things they would regard like a run. Statistically, they're not running it at all. And Falk's wrapped up. That's the one thing you don't want. So now that forces Washington State timeout. So Jalen Jelks with the sack. Nice screen set up to Harrington. He's got a lot of space. Whoa, that's trouble for Oregon. And saving the day there was Tyree Robinson. If he doesn't angle Harrington, that might have gone. Throw to Lewis. That's his first catch. And that's going to be just short of a first down. So the clock will run until Washington State takes the timeout. But again, Washington State attempted between the two quarterbacks last year well over 700 passes. Still with the timeout, and got to get to the sideline. Does. Nice, wise play there by Morrow. Don't know if they trust the kicker 50 plus. Oh, that's a nice throw, and it's dropped and incomplete.
Yeah, this ball is really well thrown, but take a look at the safety coming through, Tyree Robinson. I think that puts a little thought in your head.
And that's held by Marks, and it is 1st and goal.
That ball was thrown before Marks makes a cut, before he's even looking for it. You'll see his head turn, and the ball is there. Another good throw by Paul.
They should have a shot here to run if they wanted to. 4 plays to the end zone. No question, enough time for 3. That one is going to be through the hands of Lewis, trying to make a tough catch.
This ball's thrown the opposite shoulder, and that's why it's so hard for him to turn all the way back around for that ball.
Top of your picture, Marks solo to the bottom. To Marks. Does he get a foot down? Yes! Touchdown Cougars!
Just give a little push and separate right there. Just that little get the hand off you so that he can get out and get that ball. Perfectly thrown for him. There's no grab on his arm or anything. That's a good wide receiver knowing the situation.
And Falk does make a terrific 4th down throw to Marks, and then the touchdown throw to Marks. 2 of them in the half. So this will have a little different feel going into halftime. As Eric Powell puts through the point. And there are your numbers. Those of you that like to know, in the first half, Freeman, the big offensive player for the Ducks. Falk engineering 2 length of field touchdown drives for the Cougars. Jill?
Coach Helfrich, they scored on the first drive and last drive of the half. What do you have to say about your defense so far?
Well, obviously not the way you want to start or finish, but did some good things in between defensively. Have to take advantage of some turnovers offensively and not turn it over offensively, and then at the end, just need to finish better.
1-2 punch for you in your run game with Freeman and Griffin. What have you seen from the 2 of them?
Again, doing some good things, doing some things that we'll clean up at halftime here. But those guys have a lot of talent, and we'll figure out some ways to give them the ball.
Thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
Now Washington State scoring late to pull within 3 of the Ducks at halftime, despite a dominant rush first half from Royce Freeman. Gabe Marks caught 2 touchdown passes, 1 early and 1 at the end of the half. And it was all spearheaded by Luke Falk. Throwing it 40 times, throwing it effectively. And Glenn, where did he throw it?
He likes middle of the field, we know that, but if you take a look behind the line, a lot of yards there, and then that 10 to 20 yard spot, a lot of yards there. Get the defense coming up against those little behind the line throws, throw over the top of them. That's where most of his yards will come from.
Started to rain here during half. Looks like it's just lightly misting right now. Kind of is that sideways mist blowing through.
Interesting though is if you look at the tops of the goalpost.
Yeah.
At one end they're blowing out, and at the other end they're blowing out. So somehow the wind is swirling in such a way that it's splitting the difference here.
All right, Charles Nelson back. Lets that one hit, and the Ducks will start on the touchback. And it will be Lockie to come out and start the 3rd for the Ducks. How much do they lean on the guy right there, 21?
As I said to start this game, I think heavy dose of Royce Freeman.
Well, it's going to be Addison in space to start. So good little 6-yard first down play. That's the 5th reception for Addison of the 7 completions for Lockie.
Well, the same way that Washington State throws out to get the middle throws open, Oregon throws out to get the inside zone working.
Over there, Lockie pulled the ball back, did not pull the ball back. He left it with Freeman, and you saw how many red shirts were there, starting with Destiny Vio.
Well, Destiny Vial read it. They know what's coming. They know Freeman's getting this ball. They're going to have to establish that option where the quarterback keeps it and goes in order to soften up that defense.
Vial and Barber combining their 2-yard loss. So Oregon needs 5, and Lockie throws one that bouncing into the turf in front of Evan Bayless. And so that's not what Oregon wanted. Probably thought they had a shot at being 10 up with the ball to start the third quarter. Instead, they're 3 up, and they go 3 and out.
And so credit a big win for that Cougars defense. They hold field position. They're going to get good field position coming out. And if they can score, they flip this game on its ear.
Gabe Marks to return. Wheeler hits a low line drive. Marks with a chance here. Got a good block to get outside. And then Oregon covered it well. So now with weather becoming a factor, it's first down Cougars. Falk will run. And then he'll slide, getting about 4.
Thank you so much, Ted. It's going great down here. The skies really have opened up. About 5 minutes left of halftime. It started raining again, and it has really opened up down here. Washington State is doing the best to keep the balls dry here on the sideline, but it's going to be a tough go, I think, in the second half.
Well, that's the obvious question. When you're throwing it on every down, what does this weather do? Is a short gain there to Lewis that will leave the Cougars a yard short.
Believe it or not, the slipperiness is not the factor. It's the weight of the ball that becomes the factor. It gets wet, it gets heavy. It's harder to throw. It's harder to put zip onto it and the things you want.
So right away, little test for the Cougs, 3rd and 1. And they will run for it, and run for it with a lot goes Wicks. Wicks driving it all the way down inside the Oregon 30.
And we mentioned it. Wicks, north and south, not being fancy. You don't get the ball that often in this offense. You got to get what you can as a running back.
Again, Washington State has only run a couple of plays today, just simply for shock value. Tavares Martin, this may go. He is. Tavares Martin with a Cougar touchdown. And Washington State has silenced Autzen. Southwest Florida, another player Mike Leach brought a long way to Pullman. Tavares Martin, he's from Belle Glade, Florida. That is the southwest corner of the state. Pretty good football area. But you don't see many players from there that play in the pack. And this is the first touchdown of his college career. This one has a little different feel to it now. Actually, no, wrong. This has a very different feel to it. After the last 10 minutes or so of play, and Nelson gets hipped down to the turf shy of the 20-yard line. Freeman leaves to the bottom. And Addison, good first down play, gets an Oregon first.
Oregon offensive coordinator Scott Frost, he knows he's got to get Lockie comfortable. He's got to get him easy throws that are makeable, that he can get moving down the field. Nice job.
Griffin. Still. Speed inside the 15. Griffin not only runs fast, he runs tough.
An incredible block by his center, Matt Haggerty. Matt Haggerty is the transfer from Notre Dame, and he pulled out, got a beautiful block. Griffin set it up well.
And now the Ducks try to capitalize. They go fast. Oh! And that was the dangerous ball off the tips of the fingers of Bayless. And the Ducks most fortunate that ball fell away from a Cougar.
Yeah, Jeff Lockie just has to put this into his body, into the front of him. It gets it high and a little behind.
You can see Oregon trying to capitalize again on the big play they've been waiting for from Griffin. Now hoping perhaps can Freeman hammer it home. I had a feeling a lot of Duck fans in the stadium the last half hour have been sitting there thinking, would they get Griffin the ball? See if he could just do what he just did? Now it's Addison. And he never really got right as he had to maneuver to catch the ball again. Parker Henry, the tackle, them. But that's why what you referenced earlier, it's so important where a quarterback throws the pass.
And it's doubly important in read zone and run pass option type offenses or the spread offenses, because it's all predicated on catching the ball on the move.
So a long third. Addison motions. Flag for, I think, a bad. Let's see if it's Freeman. Freeman's going to get the end zone. Let's see the flag. I thought maybe Addison went toward the line.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference. The pass is caught behind the line of scrimmage. Offside, defense number 51. That penalty is declined.
Freeman with a pass goes in. That's a missed call.
It is a missed call. It was over the line of scrimmage.
Pass was not caught behind the line of scrimmage. I believe it was a Tempe. We had one of those. Would have been a safety. Fortunately for Washington State, hurts them because that was a missed call. The screen, black line is the line of scrimmage. You can see where the ball snapped. It snapped just inside the 17-yard line. And look where Freeman catches the ball. I mean, that's honestly not even close.
It's a yard over.
Wind has really died. It was almost as if about a 20 to 30-minute front blew through. Here comes Tavares Martin. He's in space. Oh, and then he got tackled. That was a nice low tackle to prevent a longer run back. 4 rush. Deep throw for Marks. Tough catch. And he makes it. Gabe Marks. He's having a battle. Ihanacho, freshman's having an afternoon challenge. There's a different man racing up there to make a stop. Johnny Reagan. That's Johnny Reagan.
And that's the thing with this defense against this offense. You have to trust what you see, react, and act very fast on what you see.
And the big pass plays that have hurt Oregon's defense in the early going. Can Washington State cash in on one here? Harrington. Oh, and there's a good play. Flying out was Henry Mondo on that screen.
Again, what determines this play? Tyson Coleman, outside linebacker, forces the edge. He'll come out of your right. He's going to beat the block of that guard. Gets upfield. That forces him back under into that help by Mondo. Linebackers helping the big guys make the plays, vice versa.
So now the situation reversed what it was for Oregon. This is an awkward field spot, so you feel like this is probably 2 downs for the Cougars here. The first one, Falk steps up, delivers, broken up. Trying to hit Craycraft over the middle. Jawan Williams.
Very impressed with this secondary doing a job of taking away what Luke Falk wants the most. Those over-the-middle throws, the deep ends, the mesh crosses.
The Cougars are going to line up and try. Now they have the wind, such as it is right now. They do have the wind with them. And Powell's going to try this from 53 plus. He has the leg to do it. That will nowhere close. In fact, that was likely hit past the line of scrimmage. Powell here does not.
Yeah, I think someone got just a tip on it. Just a little bit.
Griffin broke one, but actually that tackle eventually disrupts the play. Never regained his full balance.
Got them down the field, pulling their center, the pin and pull play that, of course, Max Unger ran here when he was here last year with a run across. Now they're running with Hegarty, and you're seeing it start to open up.
So the Ducks are going to run one more play here. Lockie will keep, and he'll get a half a yard and pay a pretty good price for it. Well, these teams played a very tight game in Pullman last year. The Ducks prevailed. There's a lot of stake, Glenn Parker, for the Pac-12 North coming up in this fourth quarter.
Oh, there really is. The thing is, who's going to take control? We saw it seesaw in that third quarter. It's really going to be who can handle the pressure and who can get after it and maybe change their offense a little to get some more points on the board.
When you think about how much fun this could set up for the rest of this football season in the North, since this conference went to 12 and they split divisions, the North has basically just been Oregon, Stanford each year. Could Washington State insert themselves into the mix, as Cal is trying to do, as Washington hoped they did Thursday night? Third down here for Lockie. He's played the whole second half. Can he run for another one? Lockie makes a move, and he's going to be just short. Just short.
Jeff Lockie, I'll tell you what, It is not smooth looking when he runs, but it is tough, and he's put himself in there.
They're going to go on 4th down and a half yard. Freeman gets it. He almost got all of it. The Ducks just 40% all year on 3rd down and short, but a big bounce here by Freeman.
He does a nice job bouncing outside the block of Terrell Crosby, and I'll tell you, when I've got that hammer, everybody on defense looks like a nail to me. Good coaches know their strengths. They know what they need to use, and Mark Helfrich, Scott Frost, they know what they possess.
Now it's Griffin using his speed to run against the grain there and take it inside the 15. Freeman has 2:11 on the ground right now. And Griffin ran into Equale, and polar opposite. The Cougars have done almost all of theirs in the air. One more run. Can Griffin get outside? Yes. To the end zone. Close, but out short.
We're gonna get a look at it. He reads this out and then has the speed to get outside. Now let's see. See if he reaches out and gets that ball. I think that's the touchdown.
And he is. And Oregon has a 2-score lead. So Freeman has his 3rd touchdown today. 2 on the ground, 1 as a receiver. And Aiden Schneider gives Oregon a 10-point lead.
I was able to talk to Royce Freeman yesterday. We asked him what's going to be going on in life after football for you. He had no hesitation. He said he wanted to be a marriage counselor. Now, he's known as one of the most mature guys on the team, but the follow-up question, do you have a girlfriend? No hesitation. He said, no, absolutely not. But we asked, all right, so how does this come about? How do you want to be a marriage counselor? He said, listen, I like hearing everybody else's problems and I like telling them what to do. So I think it would be a really good fit for me because people take my advice.
I can see 2015 now, 2033 or 2035. Dr. Royce, I can just see the TV show now. What do you think?
I can see after he's been married maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, he realizes everything he thought was right is wrong.
All right, Washington State, boy, that's a nice mix-up 1st down call. That's well done. Everybody in the stadium expecting a 1st down throw, and instead it's a good game by Gerard Wicks.
Timely runs in this offense can be devastating.
Let me tell you, if you throw enough passes, I guess you'll have some drops, but they're more than I would have thought today by the Cougar receivers.
I would agree with you. Whether it's the rain, whether it's just the situation, who knows? But you're right. It seems there have been more than the normal amount of drops.
That's held. And here's Washington State right back into Oregon territory on the catch by Robert Lewis.
Well, he's the slot receiver here, number 15. It's just an out with a clearing go by the outside receiver. That opens that up. Luke Falk, nice delivery. Oregon's got to figure out a way to get some pressure on him and make him move. They've done a good job all day of it.
Falk on the slant. Priester with the catch, short gain.
So Washington doing a lot of 3-by-1 sets and now coming back out to 2-by-2.
Yeah, that's interesting because 2-by-2's with their standard, isn't it?
For the most part, yes.
That's where they are here. 2 receivers each side, running play. And Jamal Morrow is not tackled. Still not. And finally is ridden out of bounds. He never went down. Charles Nelson saved a touchdown.
One of the things about this Oregon team, young, The secondary, not great tacklers, and you can see a lot of hitting but not tackling. And there's a big difference between the two, and Morrow makes them pay with a lot of yardage.
So 1st and goal. Wicks and Morrow are the 2 running backs. And Wicks is piled up. So now going, as you said, Glenn, here they go to the 3 wide receivers to the right. It'll be the top of your picture.
They like the fade out of this to the far receiver.
Marks. And he's the man at the very top. And that's where they're going. More of a back, almost a back shoulder throw, not really the fade. And
well, they ran across. They brought Marks over. You'll see it. And that's Lewis out.
Lewis, yeah.
So obviously they thought the Ducks kind of knew they like to go to Marks on the fade there as well.
All right, 3rd and goal at the 5. Jamal Morrow to the left of Luke Falk. Going to the back of the end zone to Dom Williams. And now what does Mike Leach do? And he does. So 3:53. Eugene, the paper this morning had a great line. They called Leach's comments this week trolling. All right. Oregon's got 9 men up. Actually 10 men up. So it's going to be a short kick. Fielded by Addison. But again, given the alignment for Oregon, no blocking. So how do the Ducks try to play this here, knowing they need a couple of first downs? Put this game away. They start with Freeman. And he'll get 4 on 1st down.
In the ball.
This is all this gamesmanship now, Glenn. You watch and see when Mike Leach will use timeouts.
That's right.
How fast does Oregon play?
Well, I think that they'll slow the pace somewhat.
And Tyler Johnstone tried that 1st down play and it didn't work. He left again. So the senior member of the O-line really had something go wrong on the last series.
Hope he's all right. He's had some injuries throughout his career. We hope he's fine.
2nd and 6 for Jeff Locke as quarterback. Freeman again. And Freeman driving, so he's gained 7 on 2 plays, and now a 3rd down that.
And they've got Jake Pisarcik in at right guard for Cameron Hunt, who was so effective in the first half. So you wonder if something's wrong with him. And so that combo of the right side that was blocking so well and having the backside protected, because that's how this works, maybe that's coming into question now.
They need 1.5 yards, and it's Freeman, and he may not get it. Look at the leg drive. And Freeman with an incredible effort to get close. Taylor Taliulu was in there leading the Cougar push, and I think he will be marked short.
You get a look, you pull the guard, Pisarcik. Defense does a good job of understanding their run fits and what gap they're supposed to be in.
Wow, that's a great call. That was Taylor Taliulu coming up from the safety spot. He put the hit that stopped Freeman's forward move, and then teammates help for the finish.
So Pisarcik comes around, and when he blocks, the back wants to go to his outside shoulder, but as you said, Taylor Taliulu right there where he was supposed to make the play.
Washington State not threatening. They don't want to hit the punter. They'll let Marks catch this ball. And he doesn't get very far. He tried to get outside, but he got smacked, and that was Johnny Munt.
Well, Charles Nelson is the first guy that gets him outside, and then it's Johnny Munt playing off the block. That's good tackling. That's wrap up, extend the hips, and run.
Well, here you go. 70 yards. Can the Ducks deliver a defensive stop? Can Falk do what he did at Rutgers, as Glenn showed you in the open today? Take him down. Pressure got grabbed up top, and it's almost intercepted on the desperation throw. Kept watching Lan Clark to see if he was going to throw a flag. Did somebody grab a mask? Yeah, there is a flag coming. Land Clark finally he just now threw it.
Yep, that was a face mask.
Or is he going to call grounding? Hold on, let's see. Yes.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 4. The downward challenge requires a pass. Second down.
So it's a grounding flag, not. I was thinking, Glenn, like you were from up here. It looked like they were touching him up high.
Well, they're allowed to touch him up high, but you can't grab the face mask, and he does. Christian French gets his face mask right there.
Ooh.
And it doesn't get seen, and then it's almost intercepted. But the reason there could have been a sack there was a great job by Joe Walker dropping right to where Falk wanted to deliver the ball.
Well, now the Cougars have 3 plays to get 21 yards. And Falk had a man, but he just overthrew him up the seam. Robert Lewis. That stopped some hearts for a second here.
Yeah, you see a guy running. He's open. Ball just delivered. You know, that's that touch where you don't want to loft it because that safety's going to kill you if you do. And you got to it's got to be a rope or it's got to be probably not throw. Because that's not a touch pass. That safety was sitting on it.
Falk's got a man. Dom Williams, and that's a first down. 3rd and 21. And Washington State converts.
Common concept for them. Deep in, Dom Williams. Luke Falk does great job delivering that ball.
3-man rush. Sideline throw to Williams again. Broken up. Williams and then Charles Nelson. What a day he's had playing almost the whole day in the secondary.
And here's the previous play. You see the go with the deep in, and he just gets himself to the window. Falk sees that second window open and throws it to him. It was a nice job. Now on that last play, how smart was Charles Nelson not trying to kill the receiver where you can pick up a real penalty?
But the big pass plays, those have been a thorn to the Oregon defense this year, and Washington State pulls one out on 3rd and 21 to keep their last hope alive. Screen. And, well, that's a good job on Oregon's part. Alex Balducci flashing from the line, running out there in the flat to not let that play go.
For the guy at home, that's a 310-pound man keeping up with a running back. That's a big body moving out there. That was a great job by him.
Mike Leach holding on to his timeouts. 3rd down. Falk. The cross. First down. Washington State getting the ball to Marks. And the yards after catch take it to the Oregon 37. 22 yards.
That's why it's so hard to cover horizontally when there's speed. It gets the separation, gets you running. Tyree Robinson, nice job of making that tackle to keep the ball in bounds, though.
And Oregon racing to substitute on defense. And Morrow spins underneath that attempted tackle, falls forward to gain a couple of yards. Tyson Coleman on the hit. And it's fascinating, Glenn, to me to watch Oregon have done to them what they do to so many people. They barely got their 11 people on the field on defense there.
Yeah, they didn't expect it.
And Falk does a terrific job. He got that away as an incomplete pass. He had a receiver, Jamal Morrow.
Quarterback's forward progress is stopped.
No, Land Clark is calling that a sack. He's calling that play dead. Forward progress stopped.
So that clock is running.
The clock running, the down and distance altered. And that's going to be short of the first down. And Mike Leach is going to have to use his last timeout. He has to here. It's 4th down. Wow, what a call. Falk thought he had saved the day by throwing to an eligible receiver, but the referee decided forward progress stop, protect the quarterback.
And probably a pretty good call because he was in the process of falling to the ground in a tackle. So hard to fault that call. They're erring on the side of safety.
Such an altering call because it changed. The clock started to move. It changed the down and distance, and now Mike Leach had to use a timeout here on 4th down. And this becomes a scramble. You need a first down unless you're willing to roll it all in one play to the end zone. 4 rush. Falk to Craycraft. Now the scramble with 8 seconds. They stop the clock to move the chains. Washington State does a great job to get there. So now it is 2nd and goal. And the administration of this is uneven. And there's a microphone problem with Lan Clark today, and that's really coming into play here. He's not able to communicate. But here we go. It is 2nd and goal. 7 seconds. Enough time, 2 plays, Glenn, at least?
You're under a lot of stress to make that first one quick.
There's the fade. Williams. Got it! Touchdown Cougars! And now what does Mike Leach do?
It's the fade. Dom Williams, 6'2". He's up high. He out jumps the defender. Defender didn't turn on it. It's a nice, beautifully placed pass. And a caught ball by Dom Williams.
The finish from Falk to Williams. The key play, the 4th down pass from Falk to Craycraft. The extra point is good. And the significance of all this etched on the face of Mark Helfrich, already with a home loss in conference play. Knowing still the schedule they have to face. And up 10 on their home field in the 4th quarter to see Washington State come back. And Dominic Williams going against a freshman, 2 freshmen on those corners. Iheanacho and Amadi. That was Ugo Amadi. Well, here's the play that's kept the Cougars alive. Well, in overtime that has so much riding on it for the Oregon Ducks. Already with 1 conference loss on this field. And Royce Freeman just doesn't go down. Not until he's inside the 10. Just won't go down. Oregon has won 84% of their games in this stadium over the last 18 seasons. That's why 1 home loss is uncomfortable. 2 would be unthinkable. Well, it takes them only 2 plays to score. Lockie to Addison. Jeff Lockie's 2nd touchdown pass today, and his connection has been with Braylon Addison. 13 passes completed, 8 to Addison.
And what a nice job delivering that ball. Jeff Lockie stood, saw him come open, threw it, knew he had him there. That was, and it's well designed. Addison.
And now Falk goes right back to work. And this is end zone or bust. Jamal Morrow, the running back. And they'll run him on 1st down. And he will run. And he will still run. And he doesn't go down. And Morrow takes it down to the 11-yard line.
Morrow answering Freeman. Runs through 2 arm tackles and 3 defenders to get that yardage.
So now the Cougars do not have to get this to the end zone. You see, they have a 1st down at the 1. Marks alone to the bottom against Springs, but it's another running play. And this time, Jamal Morrow doesn't get far past the line. Gets about 4. Morrow comes out, Wicks in as the Cougar running back. Harrington has not come back since his 2nd fumble. Gave Marks again to the bottom against Springs.
And now they bring a man out and double Dom Williams at the top.
Middle ball to Craycraft, but he's short of the 1st down. All right, so the Cougars have 2 plays here. They need to get at least to the 1-yard line. Ultimately, they have to get to the end zone. Craycraft slot to the bottom. Marks is at the furthest bottom. But a running play to Wicks won't get there. And now there'll be 1 play left for Washington State. Craycraft, Lewis, and Marks are the receivers all to the bottom. Morrow, the running back. A running play. And let's see where the mark is. This is all about the mark. The fans don't understand this, but I think he got a 1st down.
I agree with you.
Oregon doesn't get it. Nobody's aware.
Oregon thinks they held him out of the end zone.
I think he got a 1st down.
I agree.
And the Oregon players are not situation aware. They're all celebrating, and I think Morrow's kept this game alive.
I think so. That was a hard nose, great tackle, but he puts his shoulder pads down. We can see the yellow line here. A great tackle, but a great job, Morrow, extending that ball just a little with his right hand. See that right shoulder come out? That gets him the first.
So now 4 more chances for Washington State. Here comes Marks, a little jet motion. Falk trying to run it. Where's his progress marked? He's in. Touchdown. Falk got in. Of course, this boy, Falk got in. Did he pay some price? Let's see.
It looks like he did.
Wow. As he took a belt right at the goal line. And all he has to do is break the plane. Now, again, there's no camera right on the goal line.
It's Charles Nelson again with a big hit and tackle.
And this. All right, so now the most important part right here. And there's no givens for Washington State in this game. Good snap, good kick. Second overtime. All right, so Falk right back to work. 72nd pass. And here comes the late flag. That was his 49th completed pass.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 3. After distance to the goal with an automatic first down.
You'll see this. It's clearly out of bounds when Tyree gets here. Uses his body to sling him down. He didn't have to. He knew he was out.
Single back is Wicks. Falk under center. And Dom Williams caught that out of bounds.
Aaron Springs.
I'm picking myself up off the ground. He took a snap from center?
He did. He did. How about that? It made nice timing for him, but what a great job Aaron Springs does of riding Dom Williams, gaining all the real estate and riding him out of bounds. That's a corner making a play with his body that doesn't really show up.
Wicks runs it down to the 5. So 2 plays to get 5 yards now for the Cougars.
And for all their success, it still feels as if the Cougars have to fight for every play. Whereas the Ducks, it almost still seems inevitable that they score because of that run game.
Again, Craycraft and Marks both to the bottom. That's their preferred side. Falk looking for the quick hit to the middle. Craycraft, ball pops free. Lewis has it. What's the ruling? Let's see what the ruling is. I've not seen any signal yet from the officials.
Either he's down, or if this ball popped up, it's a touchdown because it's not a fumble because the ball never hit the ground. And
in real time, I was having a hard time. I didn't think the ball hit the ground. Craycraft may have crossed the plane himself. The ball popped free, and Lewis. This will help us all.
So the ball,
he's down.
He's down, and it should be on about it looks like the half-yard line. The ball never crosses that plane.
Yeah.
But he's down.
He's down by contact.
Yeah, he's on the ground. He's on the ground.
The question is, did he break the plane?
After review, the ruling on the field of touchdown stands.
So not confirmed. They obviously thought they could not see the point at which the fumble occurred, so therefore it stands. It's the ruling on the field.
The other question on that is was it actually ruled a completed pass to Craycraft? Could it have just been a ball that's batted and not controlled and ends up as a completed pass to Robert Lewis, as rather than a fumble recovery? That may well have been the determination. But we're splitting hairs there. It's a touchdown, and the Cougars have a 7-point lead.
At the end of the day, that's what it's called.
Yep.
So now we'll see if the Ducks can respond.
Haven't played Stanford yet, haven't played Cal yet.
I think
still have to play USC, have to play at Arizona State.
I think it might have been had Vernon Adams stayed healthy.
Yes, and that's obviously hanging over this Oregon team is Jeff Locke. Now it's his turn, touchdown or bust. Freeman. Piled up, does manage to get a yard, maybe 2. Civil War's here this year. Freeman got outside. Well, they're coming back though. They got outside because they're saying Doug Brenner did a little too good a job there, blocking.
The hit was there, and as the defender gets under.
Holding. Offense number 57. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
As the defender wins the leverage battle being under, you've got to get your hands up and out. Just use the weight of your body to fall on.
Oregon offensive line, Tyler Johnstone, by the way, is back out there. Give him credit because he got hurt in the fourth quarter. He left the field on 2 different occasions, but he's back out there playing left tackle.
Cameron Hunt is back out there at the right guard spot, but Brenner is in at the left guard spot for Pearson.
So it's second down. Line to gain is the 15-yard line. Can Freeman get him some of that back? Yes, he can.
And here's where it's tough. If you don't feel as if you can go down the field with the football with Jeff Lackey, that first down penalty really puts you back.
Yes. So again, remember, this is overtime, so it's 4 downs. So 2 plays to get 11 yards for Oregon. Addison motion. Lockey looking at Addison. Lockey going to run himself? No, he's not going to get very much. And the Oregon Ducks now are getting pushed to where Washington State has been several times. The first time today, Oregon has a make-or-break play.
Jeremiah Allison, great job of wrapping up on a tackle. A lot of the difference in this game on both sides, the scoring plays, the long runs, has been the inability by both teams to tackle cleanly.
You'll see the line to gain. It is the 15-yard line. That's where Oregon has to get to stay alive on this play. Lockey hit from behind. Throws in desperation. And Washington State has come to Eugene and shocked the Ducks.
There are a lot of the Washington State players going over and we're taunting the bench area of the Ducks. A lot of emotions in this game, obviously. A bit of pressure. Jeff Lockey cannot step into that throw. There's Mike Leach and Joe Salavea, the D-line coach.
That is some win for Mike Leach and Washington State. Jill?
Thank you so much, Coach. Double overtime. How did your team pull this one out?
Good win for our guys. I thought we played extremely hard. We talked about playing for 60 minutes, so then we played even longer than that. So we did a good job of that. And so I'm really proud of the effort of our guys. I thought it was at times a little easier than we made it, but it was a very gutsy performance by us, and I really appreciate the effort of our players.
You were able to make plays when you really needed to. What was the biggest factor in being able to stay on the field late in the game?
Playing together, everybody pushing one another to play together, which we didn't completely, but certainly did some good things and then stuck in there and didn't let any distraction or disappointment affect us.
You started the season with a loss. Now you come in here to Autzen Stadium and beat the Ducks here on their home field. How far has your program come since the beginning of the season?
We've improved. We've got to improve a lot more, but we've improved.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Ted, up to you.
I would say so. Luke Falk completed 50 passes today. 50 completions for 505 yards and 5 touchdowns. Well, this conference, Pac-12 North, is so stunningly different. Stanford 2 road wins, and Oregon now has 2 home losses, thanks to this last-second regulation touchdown catch by Dom Williams. With 1 second remaining, that sent the game to overtime, and there it is Washington State that prevails in the second OT. Thanks to our entire Pac-12 crew for a terrific afternoon and evening in Eugene. With Glenn Parker and Jill Savage, I'm Ted Robinson. Hope you enjoyed this great one in Eugene.